Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am sharing with you all my January beauty favorites, and I feel like I have a lot of favorites. I feel like I say that a lot in my favorites video, but I do have a lot of products to talk about today, and I have some rediscovered products and some new products that I purchased over the month of January. So I thought I would go ahead and share with you guys what I have been loving. So I guess first I'm going to start out with my rediscovered products, and then I will talk about the new products that I'm loving. So with the rediscovered products, I have mentioned this several times in like my tutorials and get ready with me's, but I have fallen back in love with the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. And before I went blonde, that's whenever I was getting back into using this product again. So I was using chocolate then, and that worked out really well for me. Now that I'm blonde, I picked up the shade in blonde, and I really like that shade for my hair color now. And sometimes I'll actually use a little bit of both of these. So normally what I'll do is I'll go in with blonde first, and maybe I can do a brow routine video soon. I know I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but I haven't yet. My brows are like that one thing with my makeup that I'm not super happy with. Like, I want to get my brows to a point where I feel like they look good, and right now I'm kind of growing them out, or trying to, and I want to go and get them professionally shaped. I have a friend of a friend that has a waxing and like brow styling salon. Like, she opened it up like I think 3 or so years ago, and she's really good, and the people that she has working for her are really good. It's called Body and Brow, and it's a boutique or salon or whatever that does waxing over in Indiana. I want to say it's in New Albany, but it might be in Clarksville. I'm not sure. So I'll just put her info down below if you want to check her out and check out their Instagram. Like, they do amazing work on brows, and I want to go to them and have them do my brows, but I need to let my brows grow out a little more. And I'm sorry, I totally got onto a tangent, but so I've been trying to fill my brows in thicker to hide the fact that my brows are growing out, and trying to get them into good shape. So sometimes, like I said, I'll go in with this first, and then like on the tail and kind of last part of my brow, I'll go in with the chocolate to sharpen that up, and also in the areas where my brows are a little sparse and still growing in, I use this to fill in those gaps. So, and then right here in the front, I'll use a little bit of the blonde to just get like a line going, but I don't put that product up through my brow. What I'll do is I'll go in with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer Ultra Fine Tip Pencil in blonde, and just kind of go up through my brows, you know, to add a little bit of definition, but I don't want it to be filled in and super dark. So yeah, I rediscovered those, and then it's not like I rediscovered these this month, because I have been using these probably since December, but I forgot to mention it, I guess, in my December beauty favorites, because I was checking what I had put for my December beauty favorites, and those weren't in there, and I was like, I need to mention those because I've just been in love with that. And then the Benefit Gimme Brow. This is another product that I hadn't used in a while, and then I busted it back out a couple of months ago, and I've just been loving it again. I know that there's other products that are dupes for this. I actually did a video where I compared this with the Essence Make Me Brow, and that is a really good dupe for this product. I need to go out and get the lighter blonde shade in the Essence Make Me Brow and start using that, because the one that I have is the darker shade, you know, because I was brown. So sorry about that. Let me turn my phone off. So yeah, rediscovered those. Another product that I rediscovered is the Maybelline Master Precise Curvy Liner, which I mentioned this in one of my tutorials, but I heard Makeup by Tiffany D talk about this in her like yearly favorites, and she was raving about it. She always raves about this, but it's kind of one of those products. And also another one of my friends on YouTube that loves this is Fancy That with Candace. She loves this. But you wouldn't think that this would be really good for doing precise like eyeliner, winged liner, but it actually is. I used it today to do my liner, and I don't know if you could see, but it's just really good because whenever you draw the line out here and you go back to draw it in, I guess because the brush is, you know, it's thin on the end, but kind of fat, I don't know, it just fills it in really easily, and you can just kind of swoop it all in one motion to get like that line across your lid. And the only thing about this, and I don't know, maybe this one's getting old, but I don't feel like it's super jet black. But I think that's also because this is getting used up, because I've had this for probably 6 months or so. So I probably need to just pick up a new one, but okay. Another product that I rediscovered, and I talked about this in my foundation declutter, I was deciding whether I wanted to keep or get rid of the Wet n Wild Coverall Cream Foundation. Now, back when I first started my YouTube channel, this was one of the first kind of first impression review videos I ever did, was on this Wet n Wild Coverall Cream, and I fell in love with this foundation back then. I used to use it all the time, every day, like it was my everyday foundation. I loved it. And then of course, you know, I started trying other foundations and kind of got away from this. So, you know, I wanted to use it again to see if I liked it as much as I used to. And I do. I really love this foundation. Out of all the Wet n Wild foundations that I have tried, like even this new Wet n Wild Mega Cushion foundation, which I don't know if I've posted my week review on it, so if I have, I'll link that down below. But I like this foundation even more than this one. And I know that some people really love that Photo Focus foundation from Wet n Wild, but that does not work for me. It really breaks down and just settles weird on my face. It doesn't look good, but this does. My skin is normal, slightly dry. So if you have that skin type, or I feel like if you were actually really dry, this would be a good foundation too. It feels nice on the skin, and it has a semi-matte finish to it. It's not like super dewy. Throughout the day, it does get more luminous. I feel like it has a good wear on it. It's not a super full coverage foundation. It's more light to medium, but I do think that it has more coverage than the Mega Cushion, but it's not as full coverage as the Photo Focus. But like I said, the Photo Focus just doesn't hold up well on my skin where this does. So if you have normal to dry skin and you haven't tried this, pick it up because I think you will really like it. I think it's their cheapest foundation. I'm not 100% for sure on that, but I'll just have to put it in the video, the price of it. I know it's really affordable. The only problem with this is they don't have a lot of different shades, so it is kind of hard to find your shade. This one in 815 Fair is the perfect shade for me. Like, it matches really well. This foundation doesn't oxidize, so yeah, love it. Forgot how much I loved it actually. And then this isn't necessarily a rediscovered product. It's a product, well, it's the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter, which I've told you guys that I rediscovered this, I guess in December, so it is a rediscovered product, but I forgot to mention it in December. I cannot talk right now. December. But I think when I first bought this, I didn't use it a whole lot because it's one of those products that it doesn't get good until you get that first layer off of it, and then it gets really good. So it's a very good dupe to the Laura Mercier highlighter. The one in, like, I forget what it's called. I'll have to get it out. The Matte Radiance Baked Powder in Highlight 01 by Laura Mercier. This is a very good dupe to that. The color is slightly different, but I feel like when you get it on your like cheekbone, you really can't tell much of a difference. And I want to film a video soon on like my best drugstore dupes for high-end products. So if you guys would like to see that, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, I want to film that video soon for you guys. So that was another favorite. Moving on, these are the new favorites, the new products that I have discovered that I want to share with you guys. The first one is the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. I fell in love with this foundation this month. I know I've seen other people's reviews on this. I know my really good friend April, her channel's Wanna Makeup, she did a review on this, and her skin type is normal to oily. And for her, this foundation didn't work out as good. She had issues with it breaking down and settling in pores like around her mouth and nose. But on me, like I told you guys, I'm normal to slightly dry. I didn't really have that issue. I mean, it did kind of wear off a little bit in that area, but not really any more than any of the other foundations that I own. And I definitely did not have issues with it settling in my pores. And I feel like I have large pores. So, you know, maybe if you're oily with large pores, it settles in them. But if you're dry or normal to dry with large pores, it doesn't. It looked very flawless on my skin. I mean, it lasts forever. Like, it lasts even longer than my Revlon Color Stay. So yeah, I really, really like this. And I feel like it would be good for people that are normal, slightly dry, or maybe normal, slightly oily. If you're really far on the spectrum, it might be a little difficult to make this work. I know for her, she said that she was going to use this as a mixer, and I've read other people's comments saying that that's what they like to do with it, that they like to add it to one of their favorite foundations to make that more full coverage, you know, like add it to the Revlon Color Stay or something like that if you have issues with, you know, it breaking down. But I love it, and yeah, it's like my new all-time favorite foundation. Like, for me, it's right up there with the Revlon Color Stay. I love it. And the shade that works great for me is 110 Porcelain. If you want to know more of what it looks like whenever I'm applying it and everything like that, and you haven't seen that review, I'll leave it down below so you can, you know, see all of my thoughts and all that good stuff. Okay, another product that I discovered this month is the Tarte Shape Tape, and I picked this up. Actually, a lot of these products that I'm going to mention I picked up in my Ulta haul, but I picked this up at Ulta, and I had to order it online because I feel like every time I go to Ulta, like the Ulta that's closest to me, they're always sold out of like most of the shades. I picked up Fair Neutral, which is pretty light for me, so I need to pick up a little darker shade than this. Most of the time I'll mix this with one of my other concealers and it works, but this concealer, just like the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage, it's a very full coverage, long wearing concealer, and I love it. If you have really dry under eyes, maybe it wouldn't work, but I feel like it would. I mean, I don't have any issues with it clinging to any dry areas. It doesn't settle in any lines. Like, it is an amazing concealer, and I highly, highly recommend it. Another product that I picked up at Ulta is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Powder, and I fell in love with this. This powder is different than my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable. This is more lightweight. It's a powder that doesn't really add any extra coverage to your skin, so if you just want to set your foundation lightly, this is a good powder. I feel like this would be a good powder for mature skin, or, you know, maybe really dry skin. It's a powder that does not look powdery. And I mean, my L'Oreal True Match doesn't look powdery on me, but I could see where if you were really dry or if you have mature skin, it might not work out as well. But this would be a good powder, you know, for that skin type, just because it is lightweight. I like to use this, like I said, whenever I don't want to add a lot more coverage to my foundation. Like I just want it to be set lightly. So this is good for those days when I'm doing like a no makeup look, or I just want things to look more natural. Over the month, all those face moisturizers and stuff that I got from First Aid Beauty, I have been loving. Like basically I have switched almost all of my skincare over to this First Aid Beauty skincare line just because it works really awesome on my skin. It keeps it very moisturized but not too moisturized. That's why I feel like I can say that my skin is mostly normal now, because it keeps my skin from feeling dry. It really hydrates it and it doesn't irritate my skin. I feel like my skin has gotten really clear. Like it doesn't even look that red anymore. So if you have dry skin and your skin's very sensitive, I highly recommend the First Aid Beauty line. This is the Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer. I love this. I love all the products that I picked up. So I'll just link everything down below that I have been loving, because all the other products I have in my shower or in my bathroom. So another product that I have been loving is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. I bought a little baby one to test out or to try out from Ulta. I had never used the MAC Fix Plus before, which is really surprising because I've been on YouTube for a long time, like for 6 years, and I had never used this, and I hear people rave about it all the time. So, you know, I picked it up and I love this. I love this for when I want to like intensify eyeshadow products, because the sprayer is really precise to go and like spray your brush to, you know, like to get the eyeshadow on your brush and then mist it and then use it on your eyelid. Like this is just really precise to spray your brush. Whereas like my Urban Decay All Nighter, it kind of sprays everywhere. So it's not ideal for, you know, spraying makeup brushes to use eyeshadows wet. It's not good for that, but this is awesome for that. So I definitely want to pick up a bigger one to use specifically for that. And it's also good to use to set your foundations as well, like to tone down powders. For me, I find that it makes my makeup last longer, but I had one of you guys comment and say that it's not really meant for that. Like it's not supposed to make your makeup last longer, but on me it did. So I don't know. I mean, maybe because I'm not super oily it worked that way, but I don't know. I love that. I fell in love with that. This was another product that I fell in love with in December and forgot to mention, but I have still been loving it. And I got this out of the Sephora Give Me More Lip gift set thing, but this is the Tarte, and I'm gonna have to try to read this because it has a specific name. And I don't know, actually, you know what? I could probably just read it off the box. It's the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Quench Lip Rescue, and this is in the shade Nude. And the reason why I have just fallen in love with this, and I have already used it all up, like it's completely gone. That's the only bad thing about this, is because it is a very kind of sheer moisturizing lip product. It doesn't stay on the lips forever, so you know, kind of use it a lot throughout the day. It's hard for me to swatch it because it's basically gone. I have it on my lips today with a lip liner, with my Rimmel lip liner in Addiction. It goes really well with that lip liner. I mean, it goes really well with any nude lip liner, but it's very moisturizing on the lips, but it gives your lips a little bit of color. It's like a balm. It has a really minty, it smells minty and it tastes minty on the lips. So it's a really good, just like tinted sheer balm. And I'm so sad that I used all this up. It makes me want to try out some of the other ones that they have in this line, but yeah, I love this. If you have really dry, like cracked lips, but you know, you want to wear lipstick, but it just looks bad, this is one of those products that it never looks bad on the lips. Like it looks good, and it also moisturizes your lips. My camera, my memory card filled up, so I had to put a new one in. I really need to remember to check my memory cards and make sure everything's deleted off of there before I film, because I feel like I always forget, and then I always say that in my videos. Either that or I need to get some like really big memory cards. The next thing that I've fallen in love with, or that I've just been enjoying using so much this month, is false lashes. And these Ardell 120 like wispies, and the demi wispies, and the baby wispies. I have been loving all of those lashes for everyday wear, and I have been trying to wear false lashes every single day so I can get really good at applying them and figuring out like what works and what doesn't work, so I can film a video for you guys on like how to apply false lashes and like which ones are my favorites. So yeah, these have been a big favorite. I don't have the other ones, like, well, I mean, I do, but they're mixed in with all of these false lashes because I've worn them several times. So yeah, been loving these. I have these on today actually, and I hope you can tell like how natural these look. Like, I mean, you can tell that I probably have false lashes on, but they don't look too super long. Like the other ones that I like, the 113s, are super long, and you can tell that I have false lashes on. But with these, it kind of makes you wonder, like, are those false lashes? Are those her real ones? So yeah, love these, and just been loving false lashes in general. And then the last thing that has been a big favorite for me is the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe. And I know that maybe like some people aren't super crazy about this palette just because it's Jaclyn Hill's palette or whatever, but it really is an amazing palette. Like, it is a really good one, and I feel like it doesn't get that much love. I don't know if it's because like she's hyped it up so much and everything, but she really did do a really good job on this palette. I mean, I don't really know much about like what she's done with it or that whole thing. I mean, I watch Jaclyn Hill, but I don't get super into every YouTuber's lives and all that whole thing. Like, I have my own life to live, so I don't know about all controversial stuff with people and all that sort of thing. So, but anyway, I do love this palette, and I did a tutorial with it. I want to do more tutorials with it because I love these colors down here. I think that they will make such a pretty look, and a lot of you, well, some of you guys suggested that I do like mermaid eyes and use these colors here, the blues and the greens and the purples. So I definitely want to do that. I want to do some smoky looks with it, but the pigmentation is so good on this palette. It's so blendable. I don't find that it has a lot of kick up. Like, it's not really powdery. Like, it is such a great palette, and this makes me want to go out and buy more of the Morphe palettes because I'm so impressed by this, and I feel like for the amount of eyeshadows that you get in here, it is worth it. Like, this palette is $36, I think, and you get 35 different eyeshadows. So that is awesome because, you know, all the high-end palettes like Urban Decay or whatever, you know, you have to pay like, what, $53 now for their palettes, and they have like half the amount of colors in here. And Josh was showing me a post on, because he's always reading, what is that app called? Reddit. He's always looking at stuff on Reddit, and he like he's subscribed to a couple of different makeup ones because of me, and he'll always tell me like makeup stuff, and he's like, you need to follow people on Reddit so you can see all this stuff. But he saw a post where somebody was comparing like these top shades here to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and they are like exact dupes, like the swatches that that person did. It looks exactly like the Urban Decay Naked Heat. So yeah, just thought I would mention that because he showed me that and I thought that was pretty cool. So been loving this. So yeah, that was all of my January and kind of an extension of my December beauty favorites. I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. I know that this was probably longer because I feel like I was super duper chatty today. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this. Like I said, if you did, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for all of your great feedback on my video, how I got over or like past my divorce and to find like love and happiness. Thank you so much for your feedback on that, and I really hope that that video helps any of you guys out there that are facing divorce, like going through it, or if you're going through a really bad breakup, or whatever the case is, like with your relationship. If you're going through something rough, I hope that that video gives you hope. If you are going through something like that and you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. But thank you guys so much for all of your love and support on that video. But I hope that you guys have an awesome day, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.